4 finalists were chosen out of nearly 40 applicants, but only one will represent Africa in IBM's Global Entrepreneurship program. For the first time ever, IBM hosted a Smart Camp event in Cape Town last week, the purpose being to offer support to tech startups and accelerate their entry into the market.
The IBM Global Entrepreneurship Initiative is a new initiative we brought to Africa this year in 2012. It's aimed at startups that are less than 5 years and startups that are actively engaged in developing a software-based product or service. The startup is just an annual event to bring the best of those applications for the year together and to bring the people together in the entrepreneurial space. So we have our venture capital partners, we have some incubator partners, we have some industry leads and some industry specialists that are talking to these startups that we have here today. So I'm delighted to say we've got a very high caliber of 4 finalists and much higher caliber than I anticipated. So I think our judges are going to have quite a job on their hands to pick a winner for 2012.
The finalists present their startups at the local event and are then given the opportunity to work with mentors and industry specialists to refine their presentations before the final delivery to the judges. The key question is, what do venture capitalists look for in a potential investment?
So the team is first entrepreneur/team. Then we look at the uniqueness of the concept, not because we want to invest in everything that's necessarily so-called rocket science, but it needs to be unique to the extent that there is some barrier to entry because someone else is definitely working on it. Scalability needs to grow very quickly. And lastly, the industry itself needs to have some element of natural momentum in it, like for instance mobile, financial services, green technologies, data analytics, the industries which are growing globally at the moment.
Mode is one of the 4 finalists representing Africa at this year's Smart Camp. Founded in 2010, the startup delivers micro and nano credit products to consumers. Since inception, the company's customer base has grown by 1,000%, reaching an average of 800,000 transactions a day, and is used by millions across Africa and other emerging markets.
Mode is a company that just believes in infinite possibilities as far as the mobile world is concerned. We think and believe that in the near future, the mobile phone is going to become one of the most important resources in anybody's hands. And so we provide convenience tools in the form of credit for people on prepaid platforms, whether it's on their phone or whether it's on their power meters or their water meters. As long as they're on a prepaid platform and they need some help, we actually are there to help.
What role do you see technology playing in addressing some of today's societal challenges, especially within Africa?
We're sitting in a space and a time when technology innovation is just going to become the norm of the day. People are not going to have an excuse whether they come from a slum or from a very rich background, not being able to put something together that can change their future. It's going to level the playing field and make everybody have the ability to be able to put food on the table.
What value do you see in events such as Smart Camp to build the relationship between investors and entrepreneurs?
When you sit here and you sit with this team and you start to understand, and I read somewhere, I think it's Rupert Murdoch that said, the future is not going to be big versus small, it's going to be fast versus slow. And when you look at meetings like this, what starts to happen is that you start to help even the big understand that they need to be fast. And the big also understand that the young have to grow quickly. The synergy is absolutely exceptional. So I think that's what starts to change the game, is when you can cut through the red tape, meet with these budding entrepreneurs and you sit together and share, where you're not looking down on them and they're not too afraid of you. You start to understand that the space can be shared, and together you innovate and change the world.
The winner of this year's Smart Camp will be announced this Thursday at a Tech for Africa conference in Johannesburg. From there, the winner will be taken to the regional finals in Sao Paulo, Brazil, and if successful, will have the opportunity to compete in the global finals being held in New York. Thomas Marie reporting from Cape Town, South Africa.